welcome to today's class. Before we start our today's class, let me clear one thing about the copy matter. Okay, now also you're having some doubt where to write and how to write and all. So if already you have started writing somewhere else, suppose before getting the copies, you have started writing the worksheets, the answers of the worksheets in maybe in your copy which was there at your home, or maybe in other in pages and all, whatever. So whatever you have started only writing, no need to write it again in the copies. Okay, after you once you get the copy, after getting the copy, you can write down those answers in the copy. Okay, so whatever you have written already, no need to change that. And worksheets answers you will be writing in the thickest copy, that is 97 pages or 96 pages, which was there with you. And revision test answers you will be writing in the revision test copy, that is the thinnest one, that is 32 pages. Okay, and regarding if you have to write down the questions also, so for that, as I told you before, that for if you are not writing the questions, you can write down a heading. Suppose for separation techniques. Okay, so write down just how we will start writing that separation technique of iron and sand, or separation techniques. This heading you can give at first, and then you will be writing the all the separation techniques, like, okay, suppose iron plus sand, then give a hyphen and write down the separation technique in this manner, so that from the answer only we can understand what is the question. Okay, if nothing is suppose only like match the following, if it is there, if you write only the side by side, you are writing down the question numbers and all. Okay, like 1a will match with uh, this side, suppose Roman 2 is there, so a small a and this side 2. So in this manner we cannot understand anything, so that you avoid. Okay, there you can write down match the following, you can write, or match you can write in this manner, and side by side you just write down that which one is matching with what. Okay, so as you in this manner only you do generally. Okay, so if you write all the questions, then it will take lot of time, so no need to do that. But from your answer we must know what is the question. Okay, so in this manner, and that will be for you also, whenever you will be revising that and all for exams and all. So it will be helpful for you also. Otherwise every time you have to see the book, or you have to see the question, and you have to see the answers in this manner, separately in this manner. So avoid to do that. Write in the, just use your common sense a bit, and write in this manner. Okay, hope now everything is clear. If not, again you can ask as you are doing. Okay, then in the next class again I will be clarify that. Okay, so today we are going to start, actually we will revise this. Okay, one day we will be doing the revision, and another day we will be doing the uh, chapter and all. Okay, next chapter and all. So method of separation and principle of separation, this we will revise today. So let's start. See, iron and sand, this is a heterogeneous solid mixture, iron and sand. So we can use hand picking for this, but this is not the proper way to do the separation for this two, because uh, both are very small particles, iron particles and sand particles. They will get mixed to each other, and it will take lot of time, and it's not very convenient method of separation, iron and sand. Okay, so here what we can do, which method we can use, as iron will get attracted by the magnet, so we can use this magnetic separation for this magnetic separation technique to separate these two. Okay, so for this magnetic separation will be the method of separation, and principle of separation what you will write as iron will get attracted by the magnet. So this is the method of separation. Here instead of sand we could have sulfur also. Okay, so iron and sulfur also can be separated in this manner, magnetic separation. Okay, so any magnetic substance along with some other substance which cannot be separated by other means, for those we can use this magnetic separation technique. Okay, maybe whatever is there in your book, the same example may not come in the exam, but the type of whatever we did, from that only we will be getting the question will be from that only. So you have to apply your senses a bit and then you answer. Okay, next see iodine and common salt. So here we know iodine, it will sublime. Okay, and common salt it will not show sublimation. So for this two, no, we can use sublimation technique. Sublimation will be the separation technique of separation. Okay, method of separation. Instead of iodine we could have here ammonium chloride also. Because ammonium chloride also will show sublimation. Okay, instead of this we could have here camphor or whatever substance which will sublime. Iodine can be replaced with all of those. Okay, so if only iodine and common salt it is there in the exercise, it doesn't mean that only this example will come in the exam. So you know which substances can show sublimation, so any one of that can be replaced iodine here. Okay, so in this manner we will be doing the separation. Okay, iodine and common salt. So sublimation will be the method of separation. Now see this mixture, chalk plus water or sawdust plus water. In both the cases chalk or sawdust both are very fine particles and these are light particles, so they will float on the surface of the water. So how we will separate this two? Here we will be using filtration. So for this we will be using the filtration technique. In the filter paper, when you know how we will be doing the technique, how we will be doing the process, this is the funnel. Here we will be placing the filter paper and a beaker we have to place here to collect, and here we will be pouring the mixture on the filter paper. Okay, so here the insoluble part, it may be chalk or maybe sawdust, it will remain in the filter paper or filter, and the clear water that will come out from this funnel. Okay, and it we will be collecting in this beaker. This is called filtrate and this is called residue. Okay, the insoluble solid substance which will left in the filter paper during the filtration technique, that is called residue, and the filtrate, which the clear liquid which will comes out from the filter paper after filtration technique, that is called filtrate. Okay, so water will be the filtrate and residue will be chalk powder, chalk dust or sawdust. Okay, so this is the filtration process. Next, how to separate sand plus water mixture or clay and water mixture. So in both the cases, see, sand and clay both are heavy in weight. So for this we will be using sedimentation process, sedimentation decantation. Okay, here we can use filtration process also. As sand or clay, this is insoluble in water, so using filter paper or using filtration technique also we can separate this two. Okay, so both are correct, so any one you can choose for this, sedimentation decantation technique or filtration technique. In sedimentation technique, as the particles of sand and clay, these are heavy in weight, so due to gravitational force they will come down in this manner, and after some time it will settle down at the bottom of the beaker. Okay, and above that sediment, this is called sediment. Okay, and this is called supernatant liquid. Okay, the clear liquid above the sediment, this is called supernatant liquid. This is water, and sediment is clay or sand. And now just slowly we will be by tilting the beaker, we will transfer the supernatant liquid into another beaker or container, and this process is called decantation. So these terms are very much important. You have to be very clear about those. Okay, supernatant liquid and sediment. Okay, so this is the sedimentation process. In this manner we can separate sand and water or clay and water, this mixture. Now say this mixture, common salt or sugar and water. So both are soluble in water and both will make a homogeneous mixture. So for this we cannot use filtration process, or sedimentation decantation process also is not applicable for this. So how to separate this mixture? For this we are using evaporation technique. If we use this evaporation technique, then water will evaporate and common salt and sugar, whatever we are taking along with water, that will remain in the container, okay, in the evaporating dish. So afterwards, from the evaporating dish we can collect the sugar and common salt, but here we cannot get back the water, as it will evaporate. After evaporation it will get mixed into the air. So in this process we can use here distillation technique also can be used, and for here we can, if you use distillation to separate these two, then water also we can collect after this, after the process. So both common salt and water both can be separated, both can be separated and collected through distillation technique. So to separate these two, evaporation and distillation, both can be used. Crystallization process also, this technique also we can use to separate these two, and if we use crystallization process we will be getting a pure form of the insoluble solid, that is sugar or common salt. Okay, so all this process can be used to separate this common salt and water, or sugar and water. Water and alcohol, these two are miscible liquid, that means they will get mixed together to form a homogeneous mixture. So how to separate these two? For this we will be using fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is the technique to separate these two. Because why fractional distillation? Because water and alcohol, their boiling points are different. So alcohol will evaporate first and water will evaporate afterwards. So when we will be using this distillation technique, fractional distillation technique, alcohol will come out from, alcohol will evaporate, or it will come out, it will boil first, it will start boiling first, and it will form the vapor. Okay, and that vapor will come out, and that can be collected as we do in the distillation technique. That will come out first and can be collected in another container, and water will remain in the first container as its boiling point is more than that of the alcohol. Okay, so miscible liquids can be separated in this manner, fractional distillation technique. Oil and water, these two are immiscible liquid because they will form two separate layers. They will not get mixed together. So oil means any kind of oil. It may be kerosene oil or it may be any other kind of oil. All the oils are, these are immiscible in water. Okay, so they will form a heterogeneous mixture and two separate layers we will be getting. And to separate these two, we are going to use separating funnel. Separating funnel, using separating funnel we will be separating two immiscible liquids. See, this is a separating funnel. Here this is the oil layer. As its oil is lighter than water, so it will form the upper layer, and this is the water layer. Okay, so when we will be opening the tap, then water will come out from this through this funnel, separating funnel, and this can be collected in another beaker. In a beaker we will be collecting this, and when it will reach the level of water, mean all the water when it will come out in this beaker, we will just close the tap. Okay, then oil which is there, that will remain in the separating funnel, and water we will be separating in this, we can be collected in this beaker. Okay, so in this manner, through separating funnel, we can separate two two immiscible liquids, potassium nitrate and common salt. To separate these two, as the potassium nitrate is very much soluble in water than common salt, so solubility of potassium nitrate is more. That's why to separate these two, we will be using fractional crystallization technique. Fractional crystallization we will be using to separate these two, as potassium nitrate's solubility is much more than common salt. So when we will crystallize the mixture, potassium nitrate will come out from the solution first and it will crystallize first. So all the potassium nitrate, repeatedly we will be doing this process, and all the potassium nitrate will come out or get separated from the mixture, and it will crystallize, and then common salt will left behind in the solution. Okay, so afterwards common salt also can be separated using the same technique, using the crystallization process. Okay, so for this kind of mixture we will be using fractional crystallization. Now in water, if any gas is mixed, suppose water plus carbon dioxide, so as this is also a homogeneous mixture, we can say. Okay, and for this we will be using simple boiling process. When we will boil this carbon dioxide, it will vaporize, it will its solubility in water will decrease, and it will form the gaseous state, and it will get separated from the water. So any kind of gases, when it will mix with water, we can separate it through boiling. So this is all for today. We just revise this chapter. You go through this separation techniques and all other things which are there in the chapter. And if you have doubt, as you are doing, you just particularly you just say that, or mention the problem, and you can mail it. Okay. And as we are doing the we have done atomic structure also, so that also you along with this revision work, you do that chapter also. Okay. So this is all for today. Have a good day. Thank you.